All right, class, I want to go through and point out some things through the Chapter 9 notes for you guys. I will tell you this is going to be very heavy on your calculator, so you're going to want to make sure and have that available. I'll walk you through some of the calculator steps on the video, but I'll also show you where the file is uploaded that has them written out, so you can go back and look at it for future reference. So to start with, we're going to go over permutations and combinations and kind of when to use them. I'm going to come back to the difference between all of them. I first want to practice typing them in the calculator. So I want to look down here at example 1. All of these have formulas, and my math lab is going to want you to memorize the formula, but your calculator has it written out, has it programmed in there for you, so you don't actually have to memorize the formula. So I'm going to show you where to get that. So for this first example, you would type in 10, and then if you have the big black graphing calculator like from high school, you're going to type in math, the math button, M-A-T-H, arrow over to where it says PRB, that stands for probability, and you'll see something that says NPR. So you're going to choose that button, hit enter, then the number 2, then enter. If you have the smaller calculator, one of the TI-30X2S or one of those other smaller TI calculators, you're going to start by hitting 10. Then you're just going to find the PRB button for probability. You'll see one of the choices is NCR. Hit enter and then 2. Let me show you, because I know I just went over that quickly. On our Moodle page, I have calculator directions right here. Let me turn this so it looks like the way you guys see it. So we've got all of our stuff going on right here. I have calculator directions right here. So they're written out for you just in case you didn't catch that. And sometimes it's easier to read anyway. So they're going out. So if you do that, then you should get the answer of 90 in your calculator. The combination button is in the same place, so the same step. So you're going to hit 10. Then you're going to go grab the combination button and that PRB. 2, and that should give you 45. You always need to start with the biggest number first. If you don't, you're going to get a silly answer like 1 or 0. So that's how you'll know that was wrong. And then the last thing we have to be able to type in is a factorial. That's this exclamation point. Also, that's in the same location that you found the NPR or the NCR. One quick note about the calculator. If you happen not to have a MATH, a math button, or a PRB button, you might look written really small on your calculator, like above the buttons, you might see really tiny NPR in a different color. So then you would hit second, your colored button, and then whatever button that's hit on top of. I know that's pretty generic, but each calculator is going to have it in a slightly different place. You can also always go to YouTube, type in the name of your calculator, like TI-83 plus, and then permutations. And there are going to be tons of videos available to go over that. A couple more things to point out. A factorial, that exclamation point, what it is a shorthand notation for a whole bunch of multiplication that we did not want to write out. So I don't want to have to write 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 every time I need to use a factorial. So instead, I use this symbol right here that means to multiply by all those numbers less than 6. And then last calculator thing to point out before I jump into some problems is we are going to get really huge and really small answers. So our calculator is going to give us scientific notation. So our calculator is going to spit out something that looks like this with the 7.913208 e to the 9th. That really is times 10 to the 9th. We've seen it a couple times in class. That means move the decimal place. If whatever's after the e is positive, we're going to move it so we have a really big number. So we're going to move the decimal place to the right. If that, whatever comes after the e, the exponent is negative, negative's over to the left. If you think about the number line, we want really small things, so we'd get a really small answer.